What if the world treats you exactly the way you command it to, whether you realize it or not? What if the only crown you'll ever wear is the one you forge with your actions, not your wishes? What if the secret to dominance is already inside you, waiting for the moment you finally act like you own it? Have you ever walked into a room and feel the weight of invisible chains? Like something is pressing down on you, whispering that you don't belong, that you're the smallest man in the room, that your presence is an accident. Your chest tightens, your movements get stiff. You shrink yourself, hoping no one notices. That ends now. Because here's a reality most people are too blind to see. The world doesn't care how much potential you have. It doesn't care how smart you are, how good your heart is, or how much you deserve success. It bows to confidence, it kneels before certainty. If you don't walk like you're undeniable, the world will step over you without a second glance. And let me tell you something. No one is coming to crown you. No one will tap you on the shoulder and say, "Now you're ready." If you wait for permission, you will die waiting. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius didn't sit around waiting for the world to validate him. He became an emperor before he ever wore the title. Because power isn't given, it's taken. Respect isn't handed out like a gift. It's ripped from the grip of hesitation, shaped by discipline, hardened by relentless action. So listen to me and listen well. If you don't start moving like a king, you will be treated like a pawn. The men you admire, the ones who seem untouchable, they are not better than you. They are just the ones who refuse to kneel. And that's why today we tear down the lies that have kept you weak. We carve 7 ruthless truths into your mind. Truths that will shake the foundation of how you see yourself. These aren't soft motivational quotes. They are weapons, brutal, undeniable laws of dominance, self-respect, and ironclad confidence. Engrave them into your soul and watch how the world shifts. But before we begin, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this isn't just another video. This is the moment you break free. Now let's begin. Number 1, own the room before you speak. Most people step into a room like they're asking for permission. They hesitate. They scan faces looking for some invisible green light to exist, to be heard. They shrink themselves before they even speak, waiting for the world to tell them their worth. But you command the space before a single word leaves your lips. You don't beg for presence. You embody it. You step in like you own the air, like the floor was built to carry you. Not with arrogance, not with desperation, but with an unshakable presence that says, "I belong here." You don't need to puff your chest or talk over people. That's what the insecure do. Force it. Real power. It's in how you carry yourself. In the way you stand, grounded, unshaken. The way you hold eye contact, not searching for approval, but expecting respect. Your movements intentional, your breath steady, no fidgeting, no restless energy, no proving, just being. Ever noticed how people with real power never rush? They don't scramble to fill silences. They don't shrink when eyes are on them. They move with purpose as if they've already won. Because in life, the ones who act like they belong do. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions." If you carry yourself like a man with purpose, with undeniable certainty, the world has to respond. The weak wait for permission. The strong assume it. The room bends to those who refuse to shrink. Act like the best, and the world will have no choice but to treat you that way. Number 2, never break your own word. A weak man's word is dust. He swears he'll wake up early, then lets his alarm ring like a funeral bell for his own ambition. He swears he'll hit the gym, then melts into his mattress, suffocating under the weight of his own excuses. He swears he'll walk away from people who treat him like an afterthought, then crawls back. The second loneliness wraps its cold fingers around his throat. Every broken promise, a slow, silent death of self-respect, a chisel against his own backbone, turning it to powder. He looks in the mirror and sees a stranger, a man whose words hold no weight, a man even he wouldn't trust. And that is the deepest kind of failure, not losing to the world but losing to yourself. Seneca said it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And that's exactly what happens when you break your word. You waste your own potential. You teach yourself that you are a man who talks instead of a man who does. And that lesson will poison you. It will turn you into a shadow of what you could have been. A man whose dreams rot while he stands there watching, doing nothing. Discipline is your only way out. Not motivation, not hype. Discipline, the cold, merciless kind. The kind that drags you out of bed when comfort begs you to stay. The kind that forces you to move when every muscle in your body screams, stop. The kind that burns away weakness and leaves only steel behind. Because if you can't trust your own word, your own hands, your own will, then who the hell will? Number 3, walk away from people who don't see your worth. Desperation is a disease. The moment you show someone that you need them more than you need yourself, you become invisible. They sense it. They can smell it. You're no longer someone to respect. You're someone to use. The moment you chase, they flee. The moment you beg, they lose all interest. But the second you walk away without a single hesitation, you become unforgettable, unshakable like a storm that passes through, leaving everyone behind wondering what just hit them. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You need nothing from them. And that is when they'll feel your power. You want respect. Then let go of everything and everyone who doesn't see your value. Cut ties with the so-called friends who only reach out when they're desperate for something. Let go of the woman who keeps you in her back pocket, like a safety net to fall back on when it's convenient. When you start valuing yourself more than their fleeting attention, you begin to shift the very balance of power. Suddenly, you're not just a man. You're the man who demands respect by the sheer force of his self-worth. You stop begging for scraps. You become the feast. You stop chasing and the world runs toward you. Epictetus wasn't wrong when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Walking away isn't a weakness. It's a statement, a bold declaration that says, "I will not beg for your love, your friendship, your respect. I am enough with or without you." The best don't chase. They don't beg. They don't grovel at the feet of anyone. They walk away from anything that doesn't match their value. And in doing so, they attract the kind of people who know better than to ever take them for granted. The moment you choose yourself over their empty promises, you become untouchable. You become irresistible. You become the one they'll regret losing, and they'll never forget the man who knew his worth and walked away. Number 4, control your emotions. Control the room. The moment you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of everything. Every time you let anger, fear, or frustration take the wheel, you hand over your power. You become a puppet, your strings pulled by the very emotions that should be beneath your command. And those who control their emotions, they control the world. The strongest men are unshakable. Their emotions. Masters, not masters of them. They don't wear their feelings on their sleeves. They don't let the storm of the world shake them. They stand in the eye of the hurricane, untouched, calm, focused. A woman throws an insult, you don't feel the sting. You smile and turn away, knowing her words are nothing more than dust in the wind. A boss tries to undermine you, to belittle you in front of others. You stand taller, you hold your ground. Not a hint of rage, not a shred of doubt. You remain, composed, unbothered. The world watching as you stay unshaken. A hater talks down on you. You don't even blink. You don't waste energy on their noise. Their words are meaningless, swallowed by the silence you've mastered. Weak men are quick to react. They lash out in anger, their fury a shield to cover their insecurity. But the strongest men, they observe. They watch. They know that chaos is temporary, that emotion is fleeting. They've learned that there's more power in restraint than in reaction. In stillness, there is control. And those who control their emotions control the room. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to respond. How you let others' words slide off you like water off stone. How you remain unmoved in the face of pressure, while others buckle beneath it. The best, they don't flinch. They don't give in to the noise. They don't need to scream, to shout, or to fight. They know their worth is beyond the chaos, beyond the drama. They move with a quiet, deadly precision. Every move calculated, every word measured. Silence isn't just golden, it's powerful. It's a weapon sharper than any insult. And composure, that's the true mark of dominance. While the world loses its mind, you remain the one thing that cannot be shaken. In that stillness, you command the room. In that calm, you become unstoppable. Number 5, become unstoppable in your craft. Confidence isn't an act. It's not about walking into a room and hoping people think you're the best. Real confidence is the quiet, undeniable knowing that you've earned every inch of your success. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about proving day in and day out that you are exactly who you claim to be. You want to feel like the best? Then stop waiting for validation. Become so good at what you do that they have to take notice. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need empty compliments or shallow applause. You need results. You need to put in the hours when no one's watching. You need to sacrifice comfort when everyone else is numbing themselves with distractions. You need to push past your limits when the easy choice is to give up and blend in. It's about showing up when the world tells you to stay down. It's about practicing in silence, perfecting your craft, even when no one's there to cheer you on. The world will always try to distract you, offer you shortcuts, quick fixes, and empty promises. But the truth is this: the best don't take shortcuts. They don't waste time looking for the easy way out. They grind, they work, they improve. And in the process, they become so damn good that even the ones who doubt them can't ignore them anymore. Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And mastering your craft day after day is the only way to earn true freedom. When you put in the work, when you sharpen your mind, when you treat every single day like it's your chance to dominate, that is when you take control of your life. That is when you become unstoppable. Real confidence doesn't need to shout for attention. It doesn't need to posture. It doesn't need to wear a mask. Real confidence quietly radiates from the work you put in, from the blood, sweat, and tears you've poured into your craft. It's about waking up every day with the fire to improve, to master, to own your craft. Because deep down you'll know that you've earned it. You'll know that no one can touch you. You'll know that through discipline and relentless focus, you've built something no one can take away from you. And when you've put in the work, when you've paid the price, when you've sacrificed for your dreams, that's when you deserve the crown. Number 6, never seek approval. Give it. The best don't wait to be chosen. They choose. They don't beg. They don't plead, and they certainly don't waste their lives waiting for someone to see their worth. They walk into a room and own it without a word spoken, without seeking a single nod of approval. They demand respect by their mere presence, and they leave no room for doubt about who they are. They are the architects of their own path, the rulers of their own fate. You want validation. You want to feel seen. Stop waiting for others to see you. Stop begging for someone to tell you you're worthy. When you depend on the opinions of others to define your worth, you've already handed them the power to destroy you. You've let the world decide who you are instead of deciding for yourself. The moment you look for approval, you've lost the game, and you're already playing by their rules. But what if you flipped the script? What if you stopped begging and started choosing? What if you became the one who decides who's worthy of your time, your energy, your attention? The moment you stop waiting to be accepted, you will become unshakable. Because now you're the one with the power. You're the one who chooses, who gets to share your space, who gets to earn your respect. You no longer give your energy to those who don't deserve it, who can't see your value. You give it to those who are worthy. A woman doesn't like you, her loss. You don't chase, you don't beg. You know your worth and you'll never apologize for it. A company doesn't see your value. Move on. You've got too much to offer to waste time on people who don't recognize greatness when it's standing right in front of them. A group of people ignores you. Their loss. You don't need to be liked, you need to be respected, you need to be, as Epictetus said, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. True power comes not from fitting in or begging for approval. It comes from owning your place in the world. From walking into any room and knowing without a shadow of a doubt that you are exactly where you belong. It's about finding your own worth, not waiting for someone else to tell you. When you stop begging for validation, you become unstoppable. The world is full of noise, everyone is fighting for attention. But the best, they don't fight. They don't scream for attention, they become undeniable, they stand tall, silent, and powerful. And in that silence, they command attention. They don't have to ask for respect, it's given. Remember this, you don't need to be liked, you need to be respected. And respect is earned through your actions, your silence, your unwavering belief in yourself. Respect is given to those who walk through life unshaken, who are unwilling to let anyone dictate their worth. Respect is given to those who refuse to beg for approval because they already know they've already proved they are worthy. You are the master of your own existence. Never forget that. Never ask for permission to exist, to take up space, to be great. Choose who gets to be part of your life. You are the one who decides. And when you make that decision, everything changes. Number 7, act like you're already him. The mind is a weapon, a force of nature. What you believe you are, you become. And the truth is, the world doesn't wait for you to prove your worth. It waits for you to claim it. If you act like you're the best, your mind, body, and energy will align with that belief. The moment you stop waiting for permission to be great, you will become unstoppable. Look at the world through a different lens. Life doesn't treat you the way you are. It treats you the way you act. If you step into a room like you don't belong, the world will confirm it. If you step in like you already own the place, suddenly, the world bends to you. It mirrors what you project, reflecting the energy you radiate back to you. Stop waiting. Stop holding yourself back. Don't wait to become the man you've been dreaming of. Don't wait until everything falls into place. Start now. The best don't wait for their circumstances to change, they change themselves first. They shift their mindset and demand the world follow their lead. And that's where the magic happens. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment. When you stop waiting to feel ready and instead become the person you want to be right now. That's when your reality starts bending around you. Walk like him, talk like him, move like him, think like him. Hold yourself with the unshakable belief that you've already arrived. If you want to be the man who commands respect, don't wait for a promotion or a title. Be that man today. Start acting like the man who's already won. You don't need external validation to be who you are meant to be. Internalize the power. Own it. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The same applies here. The man who's already the best, the man who knows he's meant for greatness, doesn't need anything outside of himself to define him. He acts from a place of certainty, not waiting for life to hand him the title. He walks as though it's already his. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are the product of your actions, your choices, and your mindset. The moment you act like the man who's already achieved greatness, you become him. No one can see inside your mind unless you let them. And if your mind is set on already being that man, the world won't be able to do anything but notice. This isn't about pretending. This isn't about faking it till you make it. This is about tapping into the power within you, the unshakable belief that your potential isn't something you're waiting for. It's something you're already embodying. And when you embody that, the world shifts. Suddenly, you are the man you've always dreamed of being, and the life you want unfolds before you. Act like you're already him, and soon you will be. The world doesn't hand out confidence. You don't get a knock at the door from some fairy godmother telling you, "Hey, you're worth something." No, that's not how this works. The universe doesn't hand you a golden ticket. If you want it, you've got to claim it. You've got to wake up every single day and remind yourself that no one is better than you. Because guess what? No one is. You have to own your value. Train it, nurture it, live it. Confidence is not some fairy tale. It's forged in the fire of your actions. It's a muscle built through hard work, resilience, and consistency. It's in those quiet moments when no one is watching, when the only thing you've got is the strength of your own mind. That's when it's tested, and that's when it grows. This isn't about waiting for life to hand you anything. This is about doing. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They knew that the path to greatness wasn't paved with ease. It was built through discipline, self-control, and unwavering strength in the face of adversity. The obstacle is the way, they said. Meaning every struggle, every setback, that's the very thing that forges you into something stronger. Every time life pushes against you, it's only sharpening your resolve. So when you stop waiting for validation from others, when you stop seeking permission to be great, that's when everything shifts. You stop being a spectator and start being the player in your own life. You own your journey, and that's when things start to move in your favor. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's a form of self-respect. It's about understanding that you control your mind and actions, and no one else gets to decide your worth. When you walk like no one can touch you, you make the world bend to your will. When you make the choice to be the person who stays steady, calm, and unshaken in the storm, that's when the game changes. The Stoics knew your inner world. The way you control your thoughts is the only thing you truly own. The world can knock you down, but they can never take that from you. So if this struck you deep, if you felt that fire rising, then it's time to act. This is just the beginning. Like, comment, and subscribe, because what's coming next, it's nothing short of greatness. Get out there, own your life, own your power, and never back down. Because like the Stoics taught us, what is in our power is not in the hands of others, it's all on you. Go out there and make it happen.